Hello and welcome to our tips and tricks video on foundation. So let me tell you a few things I've learned along the way that I didn't know before, and through everything I've done with Younique, I've had the opportunity to learn a few things. So I'm very, very grateful for that, and I'm anxious to pass on what I have learned. So, excuse me, the first thing I found out was the power of a primer. Never, ever, ever used a primer on my face before. I had no clue what I was missing, but the difference it makes under a foundation is phenomenal. So this is Younique's primer. It's a all over face primer. So I'm going to apply this first to my face, and that is all you need. Just a little dab will do you. That will do my entire face. Well, let's get my hair out of the way a little bit. I apply that all over my face, under my chin, under my eyes. And what primer does is it gives you a foundation for your cosmetics. It helps fill in little fine lines and wrinkles. It helps to fill in the pores, so your pores are not nearly as pronounced. If you have large pores, primer. So I use that on my face. I also have a separate primer that I use on my eyes. It's an eye primer that really sets off the colors in your shadows. So I highly, highly recommend that. Okay, so the first step of my foundation routine is my concealer. You can use concealer either as like underneath my eyes, my dark circles, and inside my eyes here. That's where I use my concealer as a hider, as a concealer, actual concealer. You can also use it after you put your foundation on as a highlighter. Either way, the application is the same. It's just a difference of before or after foundation. So I always apply it to the back of my hand. I give myself just a little tiny bit on the back of my hand. When I do it this way and the primer warms up to my skin temperature, it applies much better. So that's how I like to apply it. So I let it sit just a little bit, and then I will dab underneath my eye, like so, and in the corner of my eyes where I'm really dark in here. And then I'll just kind of paint it. And you always want to go at an angle. You want to bring a triangle down on your face. You don't want to just do this, because even though I am using it as a concealer, true concealer, it also has a highlighting tendency to it. And you want to highlight your cheek, not under your eye. So that's how we apply it. And I'll do both eyes. Dab it on, a little bit in the corner, and then bring it down to a V. And then you can see I have like a little red spot here and a little spot here. I don't really have a lot of blemishes or anything that I have to worry about. I got a little red spot there. So I'll put just a dab on those spots as well. And then I have a second brush, a foundation brush that I like to use to smooth it out. So I'll pull it up under my eye and then down. Pull it and bring it down. And then on those spots, I just do this, just to dab it in a little bit. Then I'll take my ring finger and just smooth it out so I don't have any lines underneath my eyes. Now I don't do anything on these spots that I did because I really want that coverage there. So that's all I do with concealer. And then with my foundation, this color that I'm using now is Satin. because I'm more in the fall time frame, so I'm losing my tan a little bit. So I have actually two colors, satin that I use in the fall and winter, and cashmere is what I use in the summer because I tan very, very easily and I get very, very dark. I have a powder puff brush. I take my foundation and I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drops. And I blotch it on my face, underneath my chin, blotch it all around, and then in a circular motion, apply the foundation all over my eyes, my eyebrows, and I do one side of my face first. You want to take your foundation all the way out to the edge of your face, over my eyes, and then go back up and all the way to your hairline. And then always go underneath your chin because you don't want that line right there. So make sure that you carry this down your neck. And you can see what great, fantastic coverage I have. The red spot on my nose is gone. My dark circles are gone. The red spot here is gone. The H spot over here is gone and covered. So this is a fantastic coverage with only 5 drops. And nothing's left on the brush. So that is really my foundation. A couple things you can do if you want to add to it, since I am in the fall and losing my tan, which I don't like. I have a bronzer that I use, and this I can also just highlight a little bit on my face and give me some of that tan back. Just a very, very, very light dusting. And I've got a little bit of that tan back. Another thing you can do, if you want to highlight and contour, you can take a sweep right here with your contouring color. That's the line you're going in. Just give it a little bit of a dark line. So if you've got little pudgy cheeks like I do, this gives you some definition, gives you the illusion of a cheek that's brought out. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but I think you can. And then I will highlight underneath my eyes to give me just a pop of sunlight here. And that's my basic foundation routine. So primer is a must. Fill in the lines, the creases, the pores. Concealer is a must, whether you use it, and it's not a must, I guess it depends on your age and what you need, but for me it's a must. Underneath my eyes for my dark circles. I can also use concealer on my little blemishes. And then the foundation over the top, which matches to all those colors and just blends it all in. So it's wonderful, wonderful coverage, and those are my tips. Concealer's a must, and a foundation that gives you fantastic all-over coverage. So Younique has both. If you need them, if you need help with color matching, let me know. I'd be glad to help you.